Nice. Welcome back to the Skilled Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. It's episode 84 of What's on the Bench Weekly. And if you're not familiar with this show, it's where I take you through projects that I'm working on. And if you're new here, welcome. I take you through projects that I'm working on. And what better time than now? Here's one project that you haven't seen in a few weeks. It's the No Fun Haver 2. This is a Ford freaking Ranger, and I designed and printed these extra large fender flares, which I think make this truck look so cool and appropriate for what it is. If you're not familiar, this is let's take the body off. This is a Beams setup, a Proline Beams front end, modded to work with this Rockalope chassis from Scale Metal Supplies. I'm also adding a portal-less Traxxas rear axle, which has an open diff, so I am going to make it so it is functional, as you can see. Not much has changed chassis-wise. I did set up these, these weird Longzhu reservoir shocks, and I put some King stickers on there to kind of make them look a little more accurate, but otherwise the chassis itself is the same. The body is really what's changed since the last time you saw this truck, and I'm starting to fiddle around with putting on this rear bed. Now, don't worry too much about the wheelbase right now. Obviously it's not set. Well, actually, that's not so bad. That actually looks pretty good. That's pretty close. I just need to do a little more trimming on the rear here, but you can see it's actually starting to come together and it's going to look pretty cool. This is where the battery goes. I'm going to design a cover for that so it looks more like a fuel cell. I'm also toying with the idea of building a full interior-ish. I'm going to do a metal cage on the inside and then kind of like lay in some seats and kind of cover everything and put in a dashboard and steering wheel and, make it kind of look proper and racy. Probably some sort of cage on the back too, just to clean that up. And of course, it's gonna have to have some kind of net on the back there because that's gonna look awesome as well. But yeah, it's coming along. This was printed in ABS as well, just like the front, so I can do all of the modifications to create rear fenders, because we're gonna do that as well. These will get cut out and then it'll be replaced with a wider fender flare, so it looks much more pre-runner racy, as it should. Yes. This build is a lot of fun though. I'm having a really great time with it, and I'm taking my time with it too. That's a very important step and tip that I can give you going forward. Don't rush stuff. Take your time. Think about it. Stare at it on the bench for a few hours. That's what I do. And sometimes inspiration strikes, and sometimes other things happen that will kind of make you rethink how you are approaching a project. And you'll get a much better result instead of just trying to smash it all out in an afternoon. Nothing good has ever come from doing things quickly. I think we can agree on that. What else? Oh, obviously this is going to come off. It's going to get sanded. All of the rough cuts that I've made in order to kind of fit that whole thing in the bottom there. This will all get cleaned up. I'm going to actually add some very thin styrene strip so you don't see any of the gaps in between, because this is obviously not a solid print. You can really see the structure there. And that's all going to get cleaned up. Anyways, it is a very fun build so far. I'm having a blast with this one. I think it's going to look so cool when it's done. A lot of people have suggested a few liveries. There's a donut media truck that actually, I guess, is a Ranger, so that might be what I do. I haven't actually seen that truck because I haven't been watching a lot of YouTube lately. Things are getting busy. Anyway, that's that project. I'm very pleased with the progress so far, and I think it's going to look really cool once it's all done. If you are interested in the files for this project, let me know. Of course, the Ranger body is available on Cults 3D. The fenders are not available anywhere yet because I'm still making this truck. Once they're done and everything works as kind of expected, then you can find those files on Thingiverse, free of charge. All right, on to the next thing. I had the Axial Vanquish CJ out for a quick running video, which pleased some of you and then not some of you. I can't please them all. I used to have a hat that said that. But I was really pleased with it. It really works quite well now that it's got a VFD transmission in there, and I've swapped over to the SCX10 Pro axles with all the extra weight. This thing is just so much more planted and a much quieter, much more predictable experience than it was before. Not as roly-poly. But the reason that I'm sharing this with you again today is that this great package from Norway came today. Oh, joy. My friend Hemistorm sent me a wooden bed replacement kit, which means at some point in the next few days, you'll see that that's already been reset, because 69 days was like, well, 4 days ago. So here we are in present day, where I actually did mess around with Lexan on that day to put the bed topper on the back of the FMS FCX10. Because you need to actually trim into the Lexan to get that to work, I figured I might as well ruin my streak further by putting in this bed into the back of this CJ. Now, I don't have time to do that now. I'm going to need to watch his video to see how it's done. But rest assured, that'll get reset again. Because that's how it goes. You work with Lexan in some sort of modifying manner, not just putting a sticker on it. You do have to reset the counter. So that'll get reset to 1 in a few hours' time. Because I will be doing this today, or tonight, or at least for this episode. So imagine, if you will, there will be some sort of time lapse where I'm cutting away at Lexan and then this gets installed. And I cannot wait for that. I'm very excited. This truck has proved to be a lot of fun. If you can, I highly recommend picking one up. It is Axial's best SCX10 especially now that I've taken all the Axial stuff out of it. All right, time lapse, and then here's the finished product. That looks amazing. Thank you, Chris, so much for sending that my way. It's very awesome, and I'm honored to have one of your laser cut wooden pieces installed on one of my trucks. Now, the big question for the week, should I change the paint job on this truck? Or is the red good? Put a comment down below. You know I love reading through your feedback, and I try to answer as many of those comments as I can. And of course, if you're enjoying this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell to get updates anytime there's a new video from the Scale Builders Guild. On to the next thing. To wrap up this week, I thought, why not include some running footage into the actual what's on the bench? Because this can be a catch-all, can't it? I ran the FMS FJ40 Land Cruiser with its Campbell Trophy livery, and it's got leaf springs, and I had an absolute hilarious time running this truck. It felt so fun and new and different and less capable than most trucks I have. And I think that's what brings most of the charm to the whole video making process. So hope you enjoy this little bit of running footage, and if you enjoyed it, do the things. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again next week.